Hello everyone, welcome to Caroline's Craft Tree. Today I just wanted to share with you this lilac folio digital kit that I made. I guess this is kind of a what's up, what's happening video, but we're going to also show you how to make this. So this is the folio. If you follow me at all, you know I love purple, I love lilacs, I love lavender. So, of course, this is purple. So, I just tied it with a piece of bright dark purple seam binding. And everything you get, well, except for the lace, comes in this digital kit. So now we open it up and it opens up like so. Let's do this. And then we've got a tag here. I added some purple lace under here. We've got a little pocket thing there with a couple of the tea cards there. Just a little page. We've got a pocket here with another tag in it. And then we have a pocket with a large journal card, and then there is a really big journaling card back here. So let's take a peek at the digital kit. So page 1 is your main part of your folio. Now you can put this together any way you want, and there's lots of different ways you could do this. This is just how I chose to do it. And then we've got like a piece of washi strip there, a couple of cutouts. We have the big pocket. We have the middle flip page here. So the middle page, you do have to leave this part on. The pockets, if you don't want to get that depth of your pocket, you can cut these off. So that's something to keep in mind. We have the cards, we have tags, and I did not use all the pieces in what I made. We've got a little over the page butterfly here. And I love adding birds, butterflies, and bees to kits. And I also like adding lots of little elements so that you can make it your own or use them for other projects. I've got a couple of tags, and then we've got a whole bunch of different cutouts. These are the flowers I used here. Put one on the front and one on the back just to give it a little shape, a little dimension. And then here we have our other pockets and some cutouts. And we have the back page. Now I printed on the back of this page because I want this to have a backing. And I printed on the back of this page because I want this piece to have a backing. So, you know, it's kind of a waste having a backing on this, but you could use that as a card too or something. So the pieces, I try to put as much stuff on each page as I can. So that's why I did it the way I did it. So let me cut all this out, and I will ink it, and I will also score all my lines, and then I'll come back and we are going to put one of these together. Okay, so I've got everything cut out and inked. The one thing I did want to show you, just move some of this off to the side a little bit, was these two pieces. Now, because these are going to go back to back, just like what I did here, because I kind of like that little bit of a rough edge. So what I do is I cut the one out, But the one side that's going to stick out, now I'm going to do it different than this because I actually put these on the wrong way. This fussy cut side should have been over here. But I wanted the side that's going to be out not to have quite so many little things sticking out. So I just did a rough cut. Now to get them even, I fussy cut on this side. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line these up. And I am hand cutting these, so they're not going to be perfect. So I'm going to cut them or put them as best together as I can. And then I'm going to cut the same way I did on the other one. Then that way both sides will be relatively even. And again, we are hand cutting these, so they're not going to be perfect, and that's okay. So we got these here now, and they're relatively even. So let's quickly ink these up. I just wanted to show how I did that, and I'm sure different people do it different ways, and any way you do it is good. It's kind of hard getting into all these little cracks in these. I really like how this turned out, partly because it's purple and it's lilacs. As you know, as I said before, love purple, love lilacs, love lavender. Okay, so those are now ready. I also got a few pieces of purple lace and trim. I think I'm going to use this one for the closure. I've got wide ribbon, narrow ribbon, and then some pink or some purple lace that I may or may not use. Now I have inked and I've folded all of mine. Now I do not have a scoreboard, so I just use my ruler and I use the stylus tool. And I usually what I do is I put my stylus tool on my line, and then I push my ruler up. Because I use the ruler the right way. And then once I feel I have it, then I and fold it. Now, these are all folded on the line, so something to keep in mind. So then this is our main thing. So the first thing we need to do is put on the page. Now, I could put it here. And of course, you don't want to put it too far into your fold or it's not going to work, or it fits in here. Now, because of the way this pattern is, I can also put it on this side so it opens there, or this side. I tried to make them so that I could open them whichever way. So I am actually going to put it on this side the same as I did the other one. Let's get our glue. I'm using art glitter glue. And I'm just going to... Now you could use tape, any kind of glue really you want. I'll use this glue when it comes out of the container. Oh, hate when that happens. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to use art glitter glue. Get it flowing down to the end. I like to get it fairly close to the edge. So just use whatever glue you like. I would suggest something stronger than a glue stick. Now to pop this in here, I'm going to fold that a little bit. I'm going to stand that up in there, and then I close it. And now I go back in, and I do that. So there is that. Now I could even put another one of these on this side and make it a flip-flop thing. So many ways to do it. So now the big pocket, it will fit over here, just barely. You need to really make sure that's not binding. If I was going to put this here, I would fold it on the inside of the brown lines, just to make it that tiny little bit smaller. So I'm actually going to put this back over here. Now what I like to do is two things. Now if you can notice, and because we're hand cutting this, I really don't know if you can see this, but because I'm folding this and this, sometimes you get a little bump right there. So I will just take my scissors and I cut that little bump off. Now, really it's so small that you probably can't even see it in the video. But it's just something I do. Now I'm going to just put a little glue here and a little glue here. And I'm going to fold this down. I'm going to hold it for a second just to make sure that it's glued. Now I do this because then when I'm sliding something into the pocket, it goes underneath there instead of hitting this and not going any further. So this is going to go on here, and I want it to this side because again I don't want this pocket to bind on this fold. Let's put some glue on here. I don't want to put lots because I don't want it to be running all over. But I want enough to hold it on there good. And there's so many ways to put this together. So many places you can put the pockets, etc. Now I'm going to put this right over. I want to see my line over here. Try to line up the bottom. Whoops. Okay. Press those down good, and you can see here there is a little space here, and that's to stop this from binding. Once everything gets in there, you need that little bit of space in there. Now we have the little pocket. It can go on the top, it could go here. Just fits in there, you can see. I could put it here or I could put it there. So I think on this one, I'm going to put it over on this side. And as I say, you can put it on any side you want. So even though, you know, it's a folio, you know, kind of a pre-made folio pattern, you can still make it your own. I could sew around these pockets, but then I will lose the space. But I could kind of like, I want to say fake sewing, but it's not really what I mean. I could sew the pocket before I put it in. I'm trying to get this nice and even. Get that down good. So there is those. Now we do have these two pockets, and I could put one on here. If I put it on here, I need to cut the top a little bit because this page is smaller. But I could put it there, it could go here, it could go there, all different places. I'm actually going to use this one because I like the edge going this way. But I want to put a lace along here. Now, do I want that? I also thought of just putting a little piece of purple ribbon. I kind of like that, so let's do that. So I'm just going to put a really thin layer of glue right along this edge, just to hold on that ribbon. As I say, it's easy to make this your way, add personal touches and whatnot. I want to get that ribbon over far enough so it covers up the edge. I find the art glitter glue works great for fabrics and laces and whatnot. Now we can just cut this off. There. And there. So just a little something on that pocket. Now the same thing goes for here. If there happens to be little nubs on there, I just snip them off. And as I say, you probably can't even see them on the camera. Okay, let's put this right on here. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to put just a tiny little bit of glue right there and right there. Fold that down. Hold it just for a second or two. And then that way that also stays in place. But again, your card's going to slide in underneath as opposed to on top of it. Let's get this glued down. I really like to make sure that I get the edges of this. Then I get as much glue property as possible. And then I'm going to put that right in the corner. I kind of line up the corner first. And then I put it down. Now, again, because we hand cut this, it's a handmade product. You know, sometimes it's not going to be perfect. Sometimes we might have to trim little pieces down. You just never know. Like I didn't get it quite perfect there. That's okay. So already we've got our basic of our thing done. Now this I'm not going to use. Now these tags, these big ones, will fit into these, but you would have to trim them down. Like they kind of fit in but kind of don't. So if you want to put these into these pockets, this one here is fine and this one here is fine. I'm just going to set that there because I might do some stuff to this yet. And then we've got these, but I've got these here. Now I'm thinking Wouldn't this make a really cute little belly band here? So let me find my pencil. So that's what I thought I would do with this. Is I'm going to make a belly band. Now I don't want it to go all the way to the edge. In other words, it's going to bind. This side is okay to go to the edge. But I'm going to make it go right about to there. Just going to trim that off. And cut that edge. And I thought this flower would go perfect on there. Simple, easy belly band. So simple. Now the hard part is going to be gluing this down. So I want to glue down here and this. Hopefully I got that right. And then we want it in the middle, right about like that. Perfect. Well, we're not going to see, but let's ink that up anyways, just in case. Sometimes I find when things, or even like this, sometimes the white really shows up under there. Let's put some glue just on either side of this. And relatively in the middle of the page. And I want to line it right up with that brown line there. There we go. There is a cute little belly band. Now these should fit in here. Perfect. Excellent, excellent. Love it. So there we go there. So now we have a tag for here, here. Let's go ahead and put this piece on. Now I'm going to turn this upside down for a moment, and this is going to go on like that. Something like that. So let's just glue to start with. I'm going to glue this half down. I really like these on the edge because it gives it that bit of shape, and it gives it a little bit of dimension as well. Something like that, making sure I get all these little edges down. So now when that comes around, of course, it's going to be like that. Now we can glue on this edge by basically gluing the whole back, and then we'll line up the outside, which should line up because we had them back to back when we cut out that one side. You can fussy cut around the whole thing. That's entirely up to you. There's lots of variety in this kit to make it how you want it and to change it up some. There's that. Now you can see a few spots here where now I can trim those off a bit. Or I can just ink over them. And the inking makes it blend into the rest of it. So now we've got that part done. I love that sticking out. little white piece there. Let's ink that up. There we go. Now, for extras and little bits and pieces. So this big tag, as I say, this could fit in here if I trimmed off these brown lines. So I would trim it off all the way around. But I'm going to put that into here. But I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to put a tab on the top of it. And then it'll stick out a little bit. And then I'm just wondering, just as a little something extra, putting no, I think I'll just put the tab on there. So I'm just going to put glue on the bottom part of that one tag for now. And then that way I can line it up in the middle, right where I want it. Now I usually do this little dip. I usually do that with the top of my tag. That's just something I do. Lots of ways to put these on. Found out in another project they make great little hinges too for different projects. Okay, so we got that. Let's put it into there. And it just sticks out that little tiny bit, which is okay. Now this one we are going to put in here. And I think for that one, I think we're going to put on a piece of this. And I'm just going to staple that on there. I could, or maybe, you know what, I'm going to glue it on there. So now what I will do is I will put a bit of glue on here, more so on the one side because it is going to be kind of crisscrossed over. Just like that. And that's going to hold that together quite nicely. If you don't put on a lot of glue, the art glitter glue is fine for paper and ribbon, etc. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of glue along here. And that's going to go into the middle there. This would also be a great spot for something like maybe this bee. Or maybe or better yet, how about a butterfly? I think the butterfly would go great there. I'm not going to glue up the top. Just going to glue up. Just didn't do that corner because that's going to be kind of sticking up. And over there. So let's put that down here. Just giving it an extra push down because it's on the ribbon. And that goes right in there, just pretty as can be. Then over here, I'm going to put one of these in here now. Do I want a tab on there? I'm also thinking of putting this here and making it like a little pocket, and that's going to stop that from falling out. So I think I'm going to do that. Again, I don't want it going all the way there, so let's make it the same size as the other one. Cut it on the inside of that. Put a little bit of ink on there. Now this one I want to glue on 3 sides because it's kind of going to be like a pocket. Put that like so. And I'm going to line it up with those brown lines again, or as close as I can to those brown lines. Then we've got this going in here, and it's going to go into there, and then we have room to put these little goodies, and they can kind of slide under there. So that holds that in. And how about, I was going to say that there, but the legs are going to stick out and get kind of broken. So I think we won't put anything on there. Then we've got this big one goes in here. And do we want a tab onto there? Don't think we do. But we could put this bird somewhere. How about, ooh, this bird could go down here. Let's do that. Okay, I don't want to do that, and I don't want to do the top of his one wing. So I just want to do this part. Let's put him just kind of off to the side here. I love adding these little embellishments just anywhere, and that's really what makes a project like this your own, because you can mix and match what you're using and whatnot. Now I'm thinking this bee, I'm thinking on putting him right over top of that other bee. Let's do that. I love adding bees, butterfly, birds to any flower kit because they're just so much fun. A lot of people don't like fussy cutting, and I can understand that. Put him right there. Excuse me. So there is that. Let's put this into here. And do we want to use this bird somewhere? We could put it I don't know where to put him. She is kind of cute there. Let's put him right up there. But I do love how this came out. It could be a present or a gift all on its own. You could add a few pages in somewhere. So I could add a few pages right in here. Not many. I think 4 max would be about your max, just because there's not a lot of thickness there. But that would be make a great little journal to put in your purse, or you know, maybe you don't like to journal a lot. Maybe it would be enough for a week or something. So I am going to be making more of these, most definitely, because I do love how they turned out. And then if I use this little piece of ribbon, and that is going to be our closure. So before I tie that on though, I want to show you this one again. So we have the two, and of course the outside they look similar. Now we open them up, and they're both fitting in there. Okay, so this page is kind of the same minus the B. We've got the same card in there. We could switch those cards. This page now looks totally different on just the structure and what we've used. And we've got this one, which again is different. And then we have this one, which is different. So you can really change them up. You could use just the pockets in another journal. You could, use this as an insert in a journal. It's not too thick. So let's just wrap this around here and let's tie this up. Just so then we could see the finished look. There is that one. And then let's get this little, I think there's enough to wrap around. Let's tie this up. Okay, come on. There we go, and there is that one. So this kit, folio kit, is in the shop. I've got some extra pieces. I've got extra pieces here that I didn't cut out. And I can cut those out and use them for different projects. Just add them into journals. So these are in the shops. They will be in all three shops, Etsy, Coffee, and Creative Fabrica. So if you're a member of any of those, pop on over to those. Let's just trim this ribbon up a little nicer. But there we go. As I say, slip them into a pocket, give them as a gift just the way they are. Add a few pages, make a little tiny journal. All kinds of possibilities with these. So check out all the links below. I hope you will subscribe and like and even share if you want my YouTube channel. Visit the Facebook group and have fun making some of these. See you soon. Bye.